Greetings, everyone. Welcome. My infinite love to each one of you. Thank you for being here. A quick introduction of myself. My name is Angelic Alchemy Meenakshi, and I am an Aura and Ra Reiki practitioner, as well as a Galactic Quantum Akashic reader and a channel to the divine. I work with Ra, which is basically Divine Father Source, Divine Mother, as well as the Archangels, Jesus Yeshua, the Christ consciousness, and all beautiful, benevolent beings and races of our universe. And I'm here today because I wanted to make a quick video. I wanted to make a video and share an update on what's been going on in this final month of this year, December, as we are closing on this year and ready to begin the next year, 2023. One of the key areas of healing this month has been the ley lines, the dragon lines of Earth. I prefer calling them dragon lines because I learned through my experience that's what they actually are. So going back to understand what dragon lines basically are, their Divine Mother Earth Gaia is a beautiful consciousness of our Divine Mother of the universe, the creator of this universe. Just as we as conscious beings have physical bodies, she also has her body, which is basically Earth. And the ley lines of the Earth basically are her veins. So her veins, the layout of her veins are basically what we define as the ley lines. And I like calling them dragon lines. So the basic function of the ley lines is to be the flow and the map, the gridding of energy flow onto Earth, whether it's coming from the core of Earth or if it is coming from outside of Earth. It basically, organically, the organic benevolent energy is meant to flow through these dragon lines and the pyramids that connect all across Earth. And so over time, because of the powerful role of these beautiful dragon lines, which were to hold the organic blueprints of Earth, when the archons came in and the dark invasions started happening and they started taking over people on Earth in influential roles, be it religion or politics, they started purposely going in and performing tasks and customs and rituals and acts of abominations that would actually send trauma into Earth through these beautiful dragon lines. And there are various ways they did it. One of the biggest and the worst ones was massive rituals, a lot of negative, dark cult practices upon the sacredness of women and children and babies. And so they got into a lot of dark magic, black magic, slaughtering of women and children, and then using them for black magic, dark magic, and sending that dark energy down into Earth through their organic being that they were, those children, those babies. That was one of the ways, but they had different ways of performing inversions. And it did also happen, it did start with the fall of Atlantis. So we will talk a little bit about that as well. So when Atlantis, so what that does is basically, when there is a break or a blockage in the dragon lines, it essentially means that the flow of the energy is not free flowing and it is blocked in various areas. So there would be some areas, if the dragon lines are not blocked, that would still receive energy from wherever it's coming from source, from the inner core of source, inner Earth. And the areas that would be blocked, damaged or inverted, would be areas of darkness that would then further have other dark acts happening there because of the inversions. So at the time of Atlantis, when Atlantis fell and the dark alien races came over and they started taking over, one of the main things that they started doing very consciously was closing portals, closing positive, benevolent gateways and portals to ascension, to higher dimensions that our beautiful dragons were overseeing. Because as we know, our dragons are overseers and they are gateway keepers of these giant, huge, beautiful divine portals. So when Atlantis fell, because of the trauma of it and these reptilians and archons and other inverted beings coming and taking over, they started closing these portals that the dragons were watching. And as they started closing the portals and started sending dark energy, the archon energy, through the waters and through the land into these portals, some of these dragons got blocked. And excuse me. Some of these dragons got blocked off into these portals because these portals shut off. So that's how these inversions happened. And as the dragons were blocked in the portal shut, and their connection with source started diminishing because these dark beings started performing rituals on these dragons as well, and started putting them in, as Archangel Michael shared with me, inverted sleep, pretty much like the collective went into an inverted sleep of forgetting who they were and how the organic matrix then inverted into being a negative AI matrix. The same thing happened to the dragons and most of the dragon lines at that point. Not all, because there were still some beings that were fortunately not touched by the Archon virus. So some of those positive, benevolent, organic dragon lines were still intact wherever these beings were moving around and sending their energies. So what happened was, this month itself, in the month of December, as we went through, as you're aware, the beautiful dates of 12/02/2022, it was the start of opening of huge portals as the year was ending. We go into the new year. It's like a portal into the next year, starting from 12/02/2022, that is 2nd December, to 12/22/2022. There were huge activations that happened on Earth, all across Earth. And there've been just so many beings that have been working on it internally here as the beautiful light worker communities, as well as our huge army of archangels, ascended masters, and beautiful benevolent galactic races that have been aiding us. So on 12/12, which is 12/12/2022, I had an aura session of a beautiful sister who, when we were talking to the reptilians, we were helping the reptilians within her ascend. I asked Archangel Michael if he could then just look around, because everything is pacing. So there's this feeling that you do as much work as you can do for the collective as you're as the angels are here already. So I requested Archangel Michael if he could look for more reptilians that are ready to ascend and positive polarize on Earth, underground, in the oceans, on planets, in tunnels, wherever he could find them, whoever was ready to positive polarize. And so he said he would do that. And, he said, yes, they're ready. There are a whole lot of them. I don't have the count right now, but I think there were thousands and thousands of them. And it was my turn to then speak with them. And I said, okay, bring up one of the reptilians. I'll speak with you. And Archangel Michael said, we've picked up a whole lot from under Earth and all over. And the client suddenly says, Minnie, I can see a 3-headed dragon just rise up from inside of Earth and the ocean. And I said, what? Did that just happen now? She said, yes. And she said, so I asked her to describe it. And I started tapping into the energy of that beautiful dragon as well. And she said it rose from the crystal energy of Earth and ocean. And and the dragon itself was emanating beautiful aqua blue light. It was a aqua blue dragon, and it was emanating blue light all around it. And it had 3 heads. So it was a 3-headed dragon. So a massive master dragon came out of the portal once these reptilians were pulled out. It was a beautiful energy. And we did notice that it was more a combination of water, lightning and fire, and air, but also earth energy. Very powerful. It felt like you couldn't contain the elements, or you couldn't really pinpoint the elements of it because it had a whole lot of it. And it had a lot going on within it. One of the most beautiful, powerful dragon beings that I have personally seen myself, apart from celestial dragons, was this dragon. And so we wanted to know more about this dragon. And what Archangel Michael shared with us was that at the fall of Atlantis, this dragon was a portal keeper to a gateway, a very powerful gateway. And as Atlantis fell with the trauma of it and the darkness that came in with the Archons, the reptilians and the Archons purposely shut the portal that this dragon was in, thereby locking this dragon in and all of its energy, basically. And they put the dragon into an inverted sleep. So that's what happened. And as you know, we asked Archangel Michael to find as many reptilians as they could that were ready to ascend from inner earth, from the tunnels, other areas. As Archangel Michael brought those reptilians out, this portal got unclogged, and opened. And this dragon rose to its divinity, to its sovereignty. And there it was, standing so beautifully. And this dragon, basically, Archangel Michael said, is an Atlantean dragon, and it was overseeing, and it is overseeing the dragon lines of Atlantis. So some of those dragon lines of Atlantis, I know we've been doing a lot of healing for Atlantis, and it's seen a lot of massive healing, and it is organic, beautiful, coming to life. This activation basically activated a whole lot of dragon lines there that were blocked all this while. And as this dragon came up, I went into meditation after that, and I noticed that as this dragon came up, a whole lot of other dragons, which are also like baby dragons and smaller dragons, came with it. And this dragon started singing and waking up the other dragons that were inverted as well. And thereby, as these dragons were waking up, the dragon lines were getting cleared and getting activated for their role on Earth for transmitting energy, back and forth. These dragons are basically codices for the transmission. They're the codices for source energy to flow through Earth and through the pyramids, basically. So they carry these codes. They activate, they spread them, and they power them up. And yes, okay, so then the next session, so then 12/22/2022, I think it was Thursday, there was another beautiful session. And in this session, the client basically saw herself as, she was very traumatized by it, as one of the monks, one of the missionary monks of an ancient church around France and Rome, that area. And basically, she was brought to Earth specifically because she saw herself coming in a spaceship. She was brought to Earth specifically to perform dark rituals and inversions upon the dragon lines to put them to sleep and to deactivate the organic energy flowing through these beautiful dragon lines, ley lines on Earth. And in order to do so, what they chose to do was basically taking in children and women, slaughtering them and performing black magic on them. And through that black magic and through the trauma of these children and these women, mothers, they spread that trauma into the ley lines, and they inverted the energy of the ley lines, the dragon lines, and they inverted the dragons, or they basically put the dragons to sleep so they wouldn't be doing what they were doing, and they were caught in this black magic itself, basically. And so as she went in, through her session, we went ahead, and as she healed herself, she also healed every single one of those souls that was trapped there because of the black magic of these missionary monks, children and women. And then the angels also looked for souls, not just in that area, the European area of Rome and France, but all across Earth, wherever it happened. And they found hundreds and thousands of souls of women and children that were trapped. And they helped them ascend to light. And as they did that, with the love light coming in with their healing, that healing rippled out into the dragon lines. And then we immediately saw 400 more dragons coming to life, with 400 dragon lines coming to life as well. It was an absolutely spectacular event to witness. And even when you're watching the video, you can close your eyes and, ask the angels to show you what that looks like. In very simple ways, it looks like, if you have a Christmas tree and you have your beautiful Christmas lights wrapped around the tree, and sometimes one line or one layer of those lights, if they don't work, then you have light flowing through some of them, and then there's just black on, darkness on one side. And then suddenly when you fix those lights and they all light up and the whole Christmas tree lights up, that's basically how it looked like on that day. So yes. So beautiful, beautiful, powerful healing for the collective, for children, women. A lot of healing also happened this month, this particular month, for human trafficking that has happened. I can't talk much about that right now, but a lot of human trafficking that has happened in the past, not just on this earth, but parallelly in different, dimensions and different earths, as well as in the universe, because they don't just traffic them within the 3D. They have the tools and the mechanism to traffic them into other dimensions. So a lot of healing was done specifically for that as well. And as that happened, the angels went and closed all those dark portals and rippled out this healing to those that are still in the cartel of human trafficking, still stuck there. But they will be helped. They are being helped, and they did feel that love light of the healing that the angels sent them, through this month, as well as over this whole year and over all these years that, we've been all working, and the ones that came before us, born in the 60s, 50s, 40s. A lot of light workers have been holding the love light for so long on earth. It's all coming into fruition. So yes, I wanted to make this final video for this year and share with all of you that there's been such amazing, massive activations and healings that have happened on Earth. So if there's anyone out there losing hope, and while we see that there is still a lot of inversion out there and a lot of pain and trauma, please don't lose hope, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to anchor in that love light. So people see that hope, and people know that source is here, and we are coming into alignment for our organic missions and for what has to happen next for the ascension of Earth. So stay in there, don't lose hope, don't drop your shields, make sure you shield yourself every single day. Don't, because I do sometimes feel people get frustrated, and I heard a couple of them say they didn't want to shield, but that's exactly what the entities want you to do. They want you to get so frustrated that you don't believe in the shields, you don't believe in your higher self, and, you stop believing in the angels that are helping you, and the beautiful, benevolent galactic races, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Seerians, the Christ consciousness race, the gods and the goddesses that are here, Kalima, Lilith, all of them helping us, Divine Mother Isis, everybody helping us to remember ourselves and continue on this mission. So don't lose hope. We are coming into fruition, into the most organic timelines for Earth, for the collective of Earth. And this coming year, I haven't totally tapped into it, but it is going to be a very, very powerful year, 2023. There's going to be furthermore work done on all of the areas that, we just highlighted right now, but there's going to be a lot more. So stay in there and bring in all your love light out and just go for it. Be who you are. Remember who you are. And this is what we came here for. These are the times that we came here for. And we've risen again to be here for our missions. And we're not going to give up. Yes. So thank you so much for being here. I love you. I honor you and respect you infinitely, each one of you. If you want to find me, you can find me on my website, which is angelicalchemyholistichealing.com. You can also email me at angelicalchemy1111@gmail.com. And you can also find me on the beautiful Aura Practitioners website, which is aurapractitioners.com. My page is Angelic Alchemy Meenakshi. So you can find me there as well as other beautiful aura practitioners as well. Thank you infinitely for being here. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Be who you are. Remember who you are. I love you. I love you. I love you.